Well, I have to say it's a thrill to be hosting today. And I was honored and a bit overwhelmed when Jonathan and Carrie asked me to do this, but I figured the audience would either be all asleep or hungover after the EHL and Cornell, Generator, and Twisper parties last night, so it really wouldn't matter. And from the looks of the audience, I don't think I was very wrong. Anyway, welcome to the third and final day of the 17th annual IHIF. As you clearly know, since you made the effort to be here this morning, the organizers have left the best for last. To start our morning, I'd like to thank Robert Hare, General Manager of the Intercontinental Hotel Berlin, for the wonderful reception last night and for continuing to welcome us back every year for this wonderful, wonderful event. So please join me in thanking him and his team for the outstanding job that they do. So as much as I'd like to think that you got up early this morning to watch me, I think it's probably more to do with the prize giveaways. So let's move on to that. I think I have an assistant. Our first prize is donated by Jumeirah. It's 2 nights at the Burj Al Arab in a 1-bedroom deluxe suite, including breakfast for 2 guests. Oh, look. Okay. And we have a prize for Bill Toomey from Allied Irish Bank. Great. You can just come up to the middle of the stage and get your prizes. Our second prize, also donated by Jumeirah, is 2 nights at the Jumeirah Frankfurt in a studio room, including breakfast for 2 guests. And that would be Todd Lundgren from RTKL. And our third prize, also donated by Jumeirah, 10,000 serious points to redeem for a wide choice of awards in any Jumeirah hotel or resort globally, and a Sirius Gold membership for 1 year. And it goes to Rustam Vickers from Dusit International. Our next prize is donated by Corinthia. It's 2 nights stay at any Corinthia hotel worldwide. And that would be Alina Noemi de Beer. That would be Alina, correctly?
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
I'm happy you can see it.
Our next prize is donated by Wyndham. It's 2 nights stay at the Wyndham Grand Berlin Potsdamer Platz, including breakfast and a 3-course meal for 2 people. Christina Grecu from EHL. Our next prize is donated by Choice Hotels. It's an overnight stay for 2 people at the Clarion Collection Hart and Garter Hotel and Spa, which overlooks Windsor Castle in Windsor, Royal Berkshire, including dinner, breakfast, and spa. Actually, we can't do that one. The person's from Choice, so I'm going to put their name back in, if that's okay. I think that was a little strange. We have David Harper from LPS. Next prize is donated by PPHE Group. It's a 2-night stay for 2 people at Art Hotel Amsterdam, including accommodation in an art room with iconic view and breakfast. We have Guy Lean from Madison Mayfair. And our next prize is donated by Hilton Worldwide. It's 2 nights bed and breakfast in the new Hilton Paris Opera. Catherine Miller from STR Global. Next prize from U Hotels. It's 2 nights for 2 at U2, Taksim Square, Istanbul, in a superior park or Bosphorus room. Russell Kett, HVS. How many prizes have you won in the 17 years, Russell? Yeah. And the last prize, donated by Questex Media Group, a free pass to all their events globally in 2014 and IHIF in 2015. These include events in Brazil, Asia, Pacific, Turkey, Russia, North America, and Berlin. And the prize goes to Andrzej Wojcik from Satoria Group. Very nice. And I now have 10 valuable cards for my own personal use. You need the cards back. Now, so well done to all the winners and everybody else. And of course, if you didn't win, there is always next year. So for those of us who have just joined us, you sadly missed out on the raffle, including the 500 square meter building plot in central London that's free of charge for anybody. So make sure you join us next year for the equally valuable land in Zurich. It's now my great pleasure to be able to introduce the IHIF Student Challenge. This year marks the 7th edition of this unique competition. It's the hospitality industry's premier hotel real estate strategic development competition and has become recognized as an early and reliable test of the strategic, analytical, and financial performance abilities of the best hotel students from the best schools around the world. This year pitted students from the École Hôtelière de Lausanne, Cornell, and NTHV University of Applied Sciences. And the competition was judged yesterday by 6 industry experts and witnessed by a capacity crowd. Before we announce the winning school and have them make a 3-minute presentation about how they resolved the challenge this year, I'm going to invite on stage Nick Meyer from PwC, Jan Hazelton from Four Seasons, and Raj Chadnani from WATG, and they'll explain a little bit to you about the challenge, the criteria, and announce the prizes and the winning team.
Good morning. So this year we put our groups or our students in a position of an advisor, and we basically gave them a case where they were asked to make an assessment as to whether a proposed price for a proposed property was appropriate for a client who asked them what should the pricing for this property be. So what we did is we gave them a property. The property was a property in Zermatt in the mountains, about 120 rooms large, dated, highly competitive market, very seasonal in occupancy as well. And we basically gave them the opportunity to realize that they had the opportunity to reposition this property, to make a branding decision, to run a financial model on a CapEx improvement program, and ask them to make a recommendation as to which level of pricing would be appropriate for them to make the purchase, or perhaps also to say not to make the purchase. In their case setup, we also gave them a few hints as to the preferences of the investment model, of the debt equity mix, and of the financing preferences of their owner, who basically asked them whether they should do that purchase, and left them with that and with a large amount of uncertainty as to how to position this. And we're very excited about the results.
So the judges were thoroughly impressed by the quality of the 3 teams. The students are all very bright, articulate, and imaginative in their presentations. The criteria that we used to judge them was looking first at the accuracy of their financial analysis, second, the cohesiveness of their investment recommendation, 3, the commerciality of their business plan, 4, their confidence, and finally, the chemistry of the team. Most importantly, it was a very big debate amongst who was the winner among the 3 teams, and we can assure you that the hospitality industry is in great hands with this next generation of leaders. Jan?
Great. Well, this year, IHIC, which if you're not familiar with IHIC, it's the International Hotel Investment Council, and it is a membership organization that is made up of active leaders. They include investors, operators, and advisors that are active in EME. And we decided to sponsor the challenge this year, and we have provided a little bit of money to get the students here to pay for their travel, and we also are offering a prize of £5,000 to the winning school. And so in IHIC, our mission is basically to represent the industry on issues of common interest, as well as we lobby where appropriate for change and issues that are important to our industry. And as we're a not-for-profit membership, we have a philanthropic aim, and so we contribute any surplus to good causes, and we believe this is a good cause because this is the future of our industry leaders that are participating in this competition. So anyway, again, it was It was a fantastic competition. The students were all incredibly articulate, great ideas, so it was very difficult to determine who was the winner. But we did have to come up with the winner, and we're very pleased to congratulate the team that is from the School of Cornell. Congratulations. And so we're going to ask the Cornell students to come up, and they will make a short presentation of their strategy challenge.
Okay, good morning, everybody. Quick introduction. My name is Tyler Shine. I'm a senior at the School of Hotel Administration. I'm joined today by my partners, Tom Yeager and David Weinstein, who are both juniors at the hotel school. This case was an investment analysis and repositioning overview. We were given a hotel that had been generating negative NOI in the past 4 years and asked to reposition it. Currently, it was operating as a boutique independent property. We were given a stated price of 35 million Swiss francs and asked to see if that was an appropriate price for the transaction. What we found was that there was a grossly inappropriate price.
Thank you. Yeah, we'll give you a quick executive summary to make you understand how we thought about this deal and what made us come up with an overall price of 25 million Swiss franc with a capex included of 17 million Swiss franc of net of capex. So first, we made a branding decision. We knew that the market was very difficult to handle. It was very oversupplied. Not many branding decisions, very many independent hotels. So we looked for kind of a soft brand and decided on the Autograph Collection. And our rebranding process included an 85,000 Swiss franc per key PIP. And we also thought that in order to guarantee ongoing cash flows throughout the entire year, we needed a differentiated F&B concept, which would smooth the overall operating cycle of our business. And in order to do so, we had a triple net lease agreement with the F&B and spa operators that will lead to the cash flow stability. So what we did first was to assess the market. On the left, you can see a quick market overview. So as you see on the graph, there was a huge ADR drop of over 20% from 2012 to 2013. This data is from a competitive set that we put together during the peak season in the winter. And it gives us a lot of room to grow because the overall ADR average was at about 510 Swiss franc, and in 2013 we had 413. So we had a lot of seasonality, steady supply growth, and a huge gap of IDR that we could pick up on.
Thank you. So based on this analysis just described by Tom, we believe we could take advantage of this market arbitrage opportunity and also that it was the optimal time to purchase the asset. So just to let you know a little bit about our repositioning strategy, what we wanted to do was reconcile the exclusivity of an independent hotel with the power of a central reservation system. So our first step in our three-pronged approach was a 2-year PIP. And during that time, what we do is take 15 keys offline, increase the average base size, and what that would do is let us compete in the luxury market. Our second step was to lease out the F&B and the spa outlets. That would create some fixed income streams that we didn't otherwise have, smooth out the operating profile. And our third step was leveraging the power of Marriott CRS. So you're probably wondering, why Autograph? Like I said, the power of Marriott CRS, pretty unbeatable. But in addition, we wanted to try to refrain from Marriotizing the hotel. And we thought that Autograph would be a great way to do that. And to showcase that Autograph Collection is already a proven success for the ski resort market, we looked at some of the comp sets, and especially the Autograph hotels that already have been done. And we thought that this could take away from the execution risk that we were exposed to. So just take a look into our lending analysis. We felt that at the $26 million price, this was a deal that we could structure in a way that would make even the most conservative lender comfortable. If you look at the table below, 1 year into the PIP, the property was performing pretty well and would allow us to have pretty solid debt coverage. And as we cycle out to the exit, the debt coverage is particularly impressive, and it would let IRE, the principal, take out money, refinance, should they really want to?
So we assume that the equity investor IRE would not be so much of a core or a core plus investor, but would probably be looking for something closer to value add in terms of returns. And this assumption being based on that they're even looking at a negative NOI property that would be an extensive redevelopment play. So we look for a way to find or to back into a leveraged IRR of about 25%. We assumed that meant something like 13% cash on cash yields throughout the holding period, and so that's why we chose our discount rate. The maximum capitalization rate that could be assigned in this market was 4.7%. We chose 4.8, even though we think this would end up being the premium priced asset in the market. There is going to be some sensitivity around operating in such a seasonal market, and so it may not be effective to actually strive for that cost.
Yes. So at the end, I just want to use the opportunity to say thank you. It was really a great opportunity for us. The case was amazing. I think the most rewarding thing was to meet the other schools, to meet the other teams. We made some great friends, I think, who we'll keep in touch with, hopefully. And yeah, if you have any questions about the case, you can reach out to us. And yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Good job, guys. Thanks for watching.
A photo? Picture now?
I think the picture's going to be afterwards. Thanks. So thanks for a great presentation, and really congratulations to all three teams that made it here. I know they went through some competitions within their own schools and won that, and were able to join us today. Thanks again to the schools as well for supporting the event, and IHIC and PwC and all of our judges. If you're interested in judging next year or helping to create the case studies or helping sponsor the event, please see me afterwards. So now from future young leaders to recognition of an actual and remarkable young leader. Please help me in providing a warm welcome onto stage for Andrea Belfanti from ISHC in order to explain and award the prestigious IHIF Young Leaders Award 2014.
She's so lovely, she's so lovely, she's so lovely, she's so lovely, she's so lovely.
Thank you, Damien. The International Society of Hospitality Consultants is honored to be a part of the 2014 Young Leader Award. The nominations we received represent the very best and brightest in the industry. It was humbling and inspiring to see what these young leaders are doing, especially at such a young age. But now it's time to talk about our 2014 winner, Patricia Gallardo. Pat has a distinguished career with Shangri-La Hotels and Resorts as a Director of Corporate Responsibility and Sustainability. A former Director of Development at Shangri-La said that under her tutelage, Shangri-La has become one of the most significant hotel chains in the field of CSR and is now one of Asia's most cherished and respected brands. I've had the pleasure of speaking with Patricia over the last few weeks, and I can tell you that she is truly passionate about what she does and cares deeply about making the world a better place. Her role encompasses health and safety, environmental conservation, employee welfare, and community involvement. She truly has an impact not only on the hotels and the employees, the communities they're in, but it's really a global reach. Not many of us can say that we truly make the world a better place, and Patricia can. It's obvious that she is very deserving. Please join me in congratulating the 2014 Young Leader Award, Patricia Gallardo.
That tonight's gonna be a good night. 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 That tonight's gonna be a good night.
And thanks to everyone. First, I can tell you that young leaders don't get hungover, or else at least we hold our alcohol really well and we do get up really early in the morning. But unlike the gentleman in Cornell, I didn't have to go and present a PowerPoint like that to get to where I am. I think one of the hardest things in my line of work is not selling the business case for sustainability. I remember the very first time I faced about 60 of the most traditional, most skeptical, most set in their ways general managers of Shangri-La in one room. And I kid you, that was the hardest part. Trying to convince them, making the case. They're looking at me and they're like, who is this kid and what the hell is she talking about? But that allowed me a platform with no expectations. That allowed me the best kind of launching pad to earn their trust. I spent about 3-4 months sitting in with the stewards, with engineering, with the chefs in the kitchen, and understanding what operations do sustainability have in terms of an opportunity in the future in changing what is one of the most respected, most traditional industries. And it was only after I earned their trust and a little bit of respect and a little bit of space to maneuver, you know, travel and hospitality is very much written in policies and standards, and it's very difficult to break in. But what I found out was that everybody wants to do good. Like the Germans, we all want to recycle our bottles when we can. We all want to volunteer, and we all want to do a little bit for the environment. But I know what you're thinking. When you're charging a room for $600 or $800 US a night, that's difficult, or forget about it. But maybe it's not. Maybe it doesn't have to be difficult. I don't want you to start thinking about climate change because that's up here. But even if you didn't have children to think about for, you know, caring for the next generation, I think if you are truly within this industry, then you will have to start looking at responsible business and more sustainable ways of operating. We work in areas of the world where there's pressures in freshwater availability. There's a rising cost in labor. You very well know that. There's a rising cost to energy. And we can't do things the same way that we did before, especially when you are charging $600, $800 or more a night. So what I think it really kind of tells us is it's time to think about doing things differently. And I'm very blessed to work with owners who have a big heart, who may not understand carbon emissions, but they do understand that we can't keep growing as a company and doing things the way we did 30 years ago. And I think that kind of vision separates the leaders from those who just operate hotels. I am truly humbled to receive this award, and I think it affirms the work that we have been trying to do. It affirms and gives recognition to the young people who are not just Gen Y, trying to make our space in hospitality. But it shows us that innovation is a great way forward because there's solar technology, there's air quality, there's a lot of things that we can do to change the guest experience without having to change the way we charge our guests. At the end of the day, guests too want to do the right thing. So the question to you is, are you doing responsible business whilst your brands are all up here? Thank you very much and have a great day.
So congratulations to an extremely worthy winner. I must say I was part of the selection process, and it was an amazing group of candidates and so difficult to choose just one person. And we'll probably see at least one of them back here in about 30 years for the Lifetime Achievement Award. So it's now time for me to invite onto the stage Carrie Gumas, CEO of Questex Media Group, to make a very valuable and appreciated donation on behalf of Questex and the IHIF.
So as everyone here I'm sure knows, or certainly everyone here who's a regular and for the first timers, we have a very special relationship with the EHL. And congratulations, of course, to our friends from Cornell, but we've been working with EHL now for 17 years. EHL is the host of our annual advisory board meeting. They work extremely closely with us throughout the year, as you've seen here throughout the conference. They are a tremendous institution, and both we and they certainly are committed to the important goal of really preparing the next generation for the leadership roles they'll be occupying. Today was just, I think, a fabulous demonstration of that, from our Young Leader Award winner, to the student competition. You can feel the energy and the excitement, and these are just brilliant minds. These are wonderful leaders who are stepping onto the stage and preparing to take on that next level in their career. It's schools like EHL that really make that possible through the quality of the education that they provide and the quality of the overall experience in melding an academic experience with a practical exposure to the industry, such as the collaboration with us here at IHIF. So as we do every year, it's my pleasure now to ask Fabienne Fernell, the Dean of the school, to step on stage to present a contribution that we're pleased to make every year to the school. Fabienne?
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your work. And the students who are here, if they'd like to come on stage as well, you do a great job. They're probably out, I was going to say maybe they were out recovering from the party last night.
Well, I'm not sure they're very serious at EHL. So.
Yeah, no, they were good. This is really for the students, so why don't we... There you go.
So you guys already paid the tuition, so it's not...
That's it. You did all the hard work.
You did all the hard work. Thank you very much again.
Thank you.
That money goes to the scholarship funds. That's a very large check for a very short man like me, but that's a large check that will be very appreciated by the students. As you all know, I want to say a few words about today's education that has become, unfortunately, extremely expensive, and lots of bright kids out there can't afford to come in our schools. I'm sure this is the same for Cornell, though in the US it's much easier to get student loans than it is in Europe, for example. So anything we can do to support those bright kids who will shape the future of the industry is, of course, well appreciated, and I'll take this opportunity also to thank everyone in this room to hire our students and to further develop those bright and young kids, graduates that we have. I always say in the school, our jewels are our students. So thank you very much, and thank you very much for the check.
Our pleasure. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thanks again. Thank you very much. Thank you. Can I cash it like this?
Yes, you can cash it right now.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Damon.
Thanks, David.
Thanks again to Questex and IHF for the generous and continued support of EHL.